જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ સ્ટીલવોટર ઓક્લાહોમા અહીંયા અત્યારે શિબિર ચાલી રહી છે યુથની. આ હર્ષદભાઈ મુક્તાબેન જે રહે છે એ એમની રિલેક્સિંગ હોટલ છે, શિબિરનું સ્થાન છે. ધીસ ઇઝ ઓલ્સો પ્લેસ ફોર યુથ શિબિર લોકેશન. દાદાજી ગઈકાલે આવી ગયેલા યસ્ટરડે અને સત્સંગ ઇઝ ઇન પ્રોગ્રેસ. સચ્ચિદાનંદ સચ્ચિદાનંદ. બસ અત્યારે ફોટો સેશન ઇઝ બીંગ પ્લાન્ડ અંડર ધ ટેન્ટ.
आने के आइए जी. दादाजी आया जय सच्चिदानंद आओ चलो. Okay, that's one. अभी पाछू करिए आपने. पाछू करिए. हाँ, couple more.
Okay, this is the regular full Shannon or what? Which one are we doing?
કેવી કરીએ છે?
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. 1 2 3 પર 3 પર કરાવો ને.
ઓકે તમે બોલાવો.
1 સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
ડન. પછી બીજું બોલો. What is next?
Just can we take a few just to make sure?
Okay, okay. બે ત્રણ લઈ લઈએ દાદા.
Everyone get your hands together. Just keep taking them. Don't worry about looking at me. Okay.
Want to check it out?
હાથવાળા.
One for the hand.
હા હેન્ડ શોટ ચાલો. મને કહો લેન્સ બરાબર છે મારો?
હા હા બરાબર.
ઓકે ડન.
Again, one more.
Again. Okay, done.
It is a cultured way of life of those human beings who believe the living to be the result of their past deeds and actions, as the present life has fructified and resulting into fruits of numerous fruits, innumerable, through mind, speech and body, after getting self-conceived, but for gross birth, they get conceived out. They get conceived out through scientific circumstantial evidences which are interconnected, and therefore they come to get born, to get phased out, to get emptied out. What they got filled in by themselves, and whatever they got filled in by themselves, they have got to get emptied out by themselves only. But they have no power or choice over that emptying out process. So that process is given to some agency that is called cosmic agency, it is scientific in nature because we are perfect scientists. To accumulate in filling whole lifelong stock of our mind, speech, body assembly so orderly in the matter of material body particles which are metaphysical in nature, such as of mind, which are between atom and subatom. Human beings cannot see them. Scientists cannot reach them. Which are guiding the life path through the light, that light which was caught by them as by themselves, for their own use, through their own fruition, through mind, speech, body assembly. Who else will give them light? They will seek guides, but their main guide will be their own light, through head. So heady light. You know actress Hedy Lamarr? Hedy light, intellect. Whole world is moved by that light. In the matter of religion, as well as in the matter of social living, social life, home life, in the matter of religion, by those who have left home and home relations for getting release from the fruits of this duality, of this emptying out power, so that they can reach towards a singular happy state. They are in search of that. So they want to go in search of that state from without to within. You understand, all of you? That search is in the whole of the India, in all the present day religious beliefs that are being followed, it is that search. Rishis, Munis, Tapasvis, Tyagis, Yogins, everybody. Search by physical and relative means for reaching to the real happiness that they seek. They do not know what real happiness is, where is, what source, nothing. But they know that is there. It is somewhere near the nodal point, just as those musk deers have that musk at the nodal point, which gives beautiful fragrance, which fragrance draws, and very fragrance is the root cause of their death. Musk deers, and the musk is removed, and these human beings, they use it. They are shocking of using this. They use in pan, this, that, oh. This is for strength, oh. You understand, all of you, or no? No. Brian, today we are here to talk to you about the importance of our youthful years. Beautiful youthful years. You understand? Immense, immeasurable value of this treasure, youthful years. And this very, very extremely useful youthful years can be well utilized meaningfully for our own sake, so that we can live out for our own good as well as for the good of all. We have not to go out to do good to anybody. We have not to wish goodness for anybody, but We have to live our years, youthful years, such a way, within, with the body that is relative, physical, in such a way that we who is living out with the relative body is so living out as to make him so full of happiness that his very state of being happy all the time, irrespective of circumstances, situation, time, everything, relations. He will be instrumental in spreading happiness everywhere, all around. That is being good to one's own self as well as to all, for one and all. For one and all. It's very practical. It is not theosophical. It is not philosophical. It is not thought-wise. You understand? It is a factual way of life and living in the youthful years. So take care of these youthful years so nicely that by the body, life is going to get lived out. But to the best of your abilities and capabilities, you see to it that it gets lived out meaningfully for your own good. You understand? So that your goodness results for goodness to all. Right? That is it. There are the youthful years for everybody. Come near, you come nearer. Fill up the empty gap. As near as possible. What are the difficulties that you meet with in living such a meaningful, youthful years in the present life? There will be. You will meet with resistances from within. You will meet resistances from without, from relations, outside. Sir. Obstacles. More particularly living. But non-living will be there. But that will be always interconnected with the living aspects. There can never ever be any non-living obstacle that can cause you unhappiness that is never ever interconnected with any living entity, mind you. In the soul of the universe there is no such obstacle, non-living. There is always all the relative particles, molecules, whatever full of it, which are responsible for body building blocks, which are necessary for earning one's own relative life and living in such a way as to pass through various phases and come into such a developed form of a human being, and that too at this stage, such a high stage, sir, very high stage. We are not comparing this height that others are lower than this height. No, not that way. That height is such that it can communicate with any distance. Distance does not matter there. It's so beautiful. Wonderful. We call it just like a bird's eye view. Phoenix bird flying so at such a great height, and the vision is so powerful that on the earth, an object of even a quarter meter moving catches up. Oh, so powerful. But great height. Great height. Vultures, great height. Here I think they call phoenix. Vultures are called what? What are they? Mystic topics. They are scavengers, natural. They clean it so beautifully and nicely. We cannot clean such nicely. So, today we are here to understand the importance of basically our own living and life in these tender years, formative, good life, forming years. You know, I was with Dada Bhagwan right from birth, but I knew him as an elder. He being with my father in business, etc., from the same village. But the bond, heart connectivity bond was so wonderful that blood is thicker than water was proved wrong there, though they were not related. Two friends. I will give an example. Lord Krishna and Balarama, the elder brother, all of you must be knowing, I think. Brian, for you it may be new, but I will tell you this thing. You understand? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, what we recite, you understand? That Vasudeva is a physical body form of so refined an egoism that with that refined egoism, the body that gets born on this earth, Mother Earth, is responsible for the protection of all positivity life in this world, which is under operation by negative forces. You understand? So when negative forces oppress positive life and living no more and most of the time, just at that time, in society and social living, everybody wants to live at peace, but they cannot experience peace because they are under stress in every way. If they don't obey the way they are told, then they cannot live. That's how it is. So in such a situation, they have nothing in their heads. Poor fellow. They have to do taxes, this, that, all these things. They work hard like that, slaves. So it is like that. In modern times, we know slavery and all that. It was like that. It does happen. So in such times, it is called dark. The darkness, clouds come. So, those who want to live happily, for them clouds come and all gloomy atmosphere happens and all that. And in that time, Mother Nature and whole nature setup is such cosmic setup that a particular situation of darkness happens, and scientifically, materially, space-wise, time-wise, and living conditions-wise, all these four combinations of scientific, circumstantial causes. When such, all the four come together at a time, Vasudeva takes birth on this earth. You understand? And that always takes place in a land where most all the all sort of human life and living is more or less of a positive living, that is inner type of living, inner culture. And you understand? Inner culture means for inner happiness, for the sake of inner happiness, not to cause hurt to other that way. You understand? Body by body, all these factors of duality, relative body living happen. But by attitude, those who believe that our present living is because of our own past negativities, I think, which are definitely mixed with positivity, is true. Therefore we experience happiness and sorrow, joy and sorrow. What a state! Can there not be joy all the time, perpetually? Ever joy, sir? We say, be victorious, Dada Bhagwan. You be victorious, infinite. Glorious Dada Bhagwan. What do you say, sir, in English?
Lord is matchless.
No, you say something. Dada Bhagwan Asim Jai Jai. Sin, such a voice, beautiful voice will come.
Dada Bhagwan.
No, loud. Only say it. Oh, English.
Yes, sir. Dada Bhagwan in the Gita.
No, just I say English, simple English. Asim Jai Jai.
Dada Bhagwan.
Oh, Dada.
Prevail.
Come on.
Prevail forever, prevail.
Bolo.
Again, Dada Bhagavan, oh Dada Bhagavan. Ever prevail, oh Dada Bhagavan. Dada Bhagavan.
Bolo.
Ever prevail, oh Dada Bhagavan. Ever prevail, oh Dada Bhagavan. Dada. You are so near. You are so dear. Why should I fear? My way is all clear. Dada. You are so near. You are so dear. Why should I fear? My path is all clear. Dada Bhagavan, oh Dada Bhagavan. Ever prevail, oh Dada Bhagavan. Ever prevail, oh Dada Bhagavan.
So that Dada Bhagwan form is that you can call Narayan form, Vasudeva form, whatever, Rama form, Lord Mahavir form, etc. You see? So all superior positive forms that take place, relative birth in human form as divine entities. Divine entities for us to get benefited, they always take birth in a human body. That is true. They come as a reliever for all of us from bondages of all duality. Brian, you understand? In whole of the world, in different beliefs on all religions, they are known differently. You understand? Or no? Right. So, in India, these three mantras what we recite, they are in the form of those divinity that gets born in those forms. And those mantras that we recite, bowings, all bowings are to them. It is not bowing to body, but those body being representative of such a divine divinity that has opened out in such bodies. We bow through that body to the God within. God is everywhere. And we, because of this search for God, we search God and find, where is God, where is God, where is God? Oh, I don't see anywhere. But God is everywhere. Everywhere. But sometimes I go to Africa, here in America, all Israelites, Mexicans, Spanish, Americans, I said, no, Englishmen, Europeans, Greeks, everybody meet me, Germans, and they would like to know, to contact, for my contact, where are you putting, where are you? If we want to contact, who will you? I know. But, well, my address is very simple and sweet. What is it, please tell us? I am everywhere, nowhere. Oh, it makes sense in that doctor. What does that? It makes some meaning. And if you want to contact me physically, then he is my contact. So I give him. My Swamiji, my Guruji. These people are all educated. And they have not renounced the life. No. But they realized in their tender years like yours, youthful years, at that age, and they approached Dada Bhagwan and bowed before them, surrendered, prostrate, and requested, Dada Bhagwan, we have seen ourselves totally within you, and now we are sure and certain that our final abode is you. Please accept us and relieve us from this duality now. We don't want to see that we are again caught in this duality. Let us be alone and yet with everybody. That is what they ask you. That is like that.
Yeah.
Huh? But I would not like to see that, oh, I have to carry and walk on the beach. So you are pitying this.
Never.
Huh?
Never.
Never. No, they won't pit. They are not pitying. Because they have not renounced. They understood the real happiness where it lies. And therefore they chose, but not of their own choice. It was Dada Bhagwan's grace that they made them to take this course. It is not a course of renouncement, sir. It is the course in the turning point of life, from so many lives, life after life, that in this very life, it came for them in this way. That they should not be renounced saints. The way the world knows that saints should be known by a certain robe or color of the robe or certain sign or something that should indicate that, he's some respected one. So they are wearing white dresses. So Dada Bhagwan accepted them and trained them. Almost every day they were in service also. So some coming from Bombay to Baroda, say Friday night they will come, Saturday, Sunday, or sometimes Sunday night, because Sunday is working also. Sunday, Saturday they will come, Sunday they will take whole thing. And Sunday night they will catch train and go and get to work. That was their care that they were taking. This went on for years, and that training was there. In college also, we take so many years, so no. Otherwise you can't get salary. Right? Right? So now they are getting fat salaries for this. Right, sir?
In kind. In kind.
What is that, kind?
Salary in kind, not in cash.
What kind?
Yeah, we are taken care by all the Mahatmas.
You are taken care?
Yes.
Your children?
We are taking care of us.
They are not two. No. There are three pairs of clothing. Everything is there. When they go for visa, they ask for income tax returns, etc. What do you have to say? We are scentless saints. We don't have any. No pocket, no scent. But all the time visas don't happen. So this time it happened that, see, otherwise we desire. There are 19 of them. But they come one by one, everybody. And we come to know and mix with them and talk to them. So now process has started. So renouncement, that is to renounce relations, home relations, our close relations, right from parents till are all nearby, near ones, dear ones. And to be alone for the search of happiness, that is all that I do this, right? All religions, no. That is not the path to search for happiness. The real path for the search of happiness lies not renouncing relations, but renouncing the attachment of the relations. Do you follow, Brian? Attachment that is there to the relations, that has to get renounced out. Now who can renounce that? You tell me. Now, relations will mean not self-body, but body related to other relations. That way you understand. No. When attachment word comes to relations, it relates verily to your own body first. Then the relations start from their onwards. You understand? The way charity has to begin from home. Do you follow? That is how it is. Here, relations and the attachment of relations, the meaning, exact meaning, Ananda, that is not being. Today in the world, Dada Bhagwan revealed that. Do you understand, Ranu? Attachment. So, relations can be there, but you can be with the relations without any attachments, sense of feeling of attachments with the relations, and yet with the relations all the time. The way water and milk are all the time, two together they are there, so that you can take best out of the milk, all the products that milk can give you. You understand? Water cannot give. Water can give? No. But then what is the function of water as a relation to milk? The function of water as a relation to milk is this, that it is as a catalyst. That is how it is. Relations are nothing but catalytic relations, but we don't know. Therefore, attractions, love-hate relationships. That is where it comes. Bhagwan, why should it come? Live life nicely. What is coming in the way? Nothing. You understand? So, home life and everything which is called relative life and living, along with that, you can have your own singular, pure soul way, milk-wise, with milk qualities, like that, pure soul qualities wise, you can live along with your relative body qualities. The two together. Relative body and relative body qualities are like water and water qualities, which are as I told you, definitely they are not useless. Yes. It is instrumental in letting your inner total happiness to open out. Anand, do you know that? Understand, no? Here lies the meaning, true meaning of Seva. Who was asking Seva? All TV? You understand? Oh, very important body. Body, human body as a natural product in the scheme of Mother Nature, as a part and parcel of the scientific, circumstantial, evidential world existence, that is the relative existence. Human beings and human bodies are given to a natural way of life. Brad, you understand? You please come forward, I can talk better. So that I cannot shout more. You come near to me today. I know I can. My hand can reach you. You follow?
Yes.
This is my best way of dealing with the nearest friend. Huh? Right. To me, any living entity, I have no abhorrence for any living entity. I have no indifference to any living entity. Why should I have? Why? Even insect bites. Why should I abhor or be indifferent to it?
I don't know.
There is some science behind that, circumstantial evidence that it came to bite here and not you. You understand? Mm-hmm. Yes. Jesus, those who were with Jesus, because of Jesus, we had also like this suffer. No, Jesus did not say that. Jesus suffered for the good of the mankind. You see, Jesus did not suffer, but Jesus' body suffered. That Jesus was different from there. Jesus was with God vision. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. And that is how he came before human being and humanity to talk to all the human beings the God language. That you human beings, you have to live out natural life the way crows, fish and all these things, they will live. You also live. Right? Mm-hmm. You don't think that we are human and superior, this and that. What? But the way everyone has got right to live. Live and let live. But in killing, nobody says so. Kill. That be to be killed. No. That nobody says so. No. They're singular. A strange human life. What is this? Brian? Why there is Nobel Prize not put on for this?
I didn't hear the question.
They have a Nobel Prize for peace. But why not for this?
I don't know.
They have got money to put price. Because they desire that human life and human living should be happy. Right or not? For that only, for the good cause they are giving prize money. In science also they give, in so many ways, various ways. That is how it is. How come human beings feel that everything all around is? Why? What for? But then in time machine all those questions happen, right? You saw that time machine?
I've seen it.
Huh? Oh yeah. Answer was given also. And it was too late.
Correct.
Charm of youthful years was lost. Beloved was there, but they are old now. Both is lost. Sir, you see time machine? Moving all types of times, past, future, losing out on present. Anand, what sort of life this is? Why you are dumb and silent? Don't talk with me, all of you. Huh? Time machine. Hey Nilesh.
Yes.
What is present after all? To live presently, in present, moment to moment. A moment past is past. A moment to happen is to happen. But why to care all these things? Present, live out. But is it possible? Huh?
Yes.
No, all of you I say. Yes? Oh, then I'll have to learn from you. Anand, is it possible?
Yes.
Okay. We have to be that knowledge. Doctor? That is 11.
સરસ કોટ હતું જીસસ ક્રાઇસ્ટ
બોલો ને બોલો
ત્રણ જ વાક્ય હતા.
So, no, our English, they're English Americans, Indian Americans, being citizens.
In reverse digest I read one quote, one sentence. Yesterday is a cancelled check.
Yesterday is a cancelled check.
Tomorrow is a post-dated check of a liquidated company. Tomorrow is a post-dated check of liquidated company. Only today is cash and cash it. I repeat, it's a fine sentence. Yesterday is a cancelled check. Tomorrow is a post-dated check of a liquidated company. Only today is cash and cash. Another snippet that I read, I would like to, with your permission,
Sure.
with your blessing.
This time is for that.
What's the value of this human body? That was the article name, title of the article. What is this body constituted of, made of? What are the ingredients of this body? He said, I don't remember because I read it so many years back at the age of 19.
It's a nice
When I
thing.
was a student in the college, I read that article. In this body, what are the ingredients? What makes our body? There is water. 8 buckets of water. Against each item, the price of that thing was written. There is iron. How much iron? Sometimes there is no iron and iron tablets are prescribed by the doctors. You can make 3 small nails of a soup. That much iron is there. The price is written. There is carbohydrate. How much? 7-8 buckets of water. 3 small meals for a soup. Then carbohydrate. How much? They can make 6 cakes of salt. That much carbohydrate. There is calcium in our body. In our bones and everything, there is calcium. How much is this calcium? You can whitewash a small bathroom. That much calcium is present in our body. There is phosphorus also in our body. How much? It can make 2 tops of 2 matchsticks. That much phosphorus is there in our body.
Tops of plastic.
And likewise, so many items, 27 items were written, and at the end, the price of all against it, and that was totaled up, and it came to $1.87 in those days. That was I knew. But Dada, this body of $1.87 is so valuable that you can't put the price of it on. It is priceless. And that is priceless because of the presence of something within. And that presence of something within, which is divine, that makes this body so priceless. A body which is made of things worth only $1.87 is priceless. Millions of dollars would be spent for curing one disease. You see? But why? Because there is something present within. But what is present within is I knew from Dada Bhagwan only. This priceless body is estimated to a price that is beyond calculation. Nobody can calculate, even after putting so many zeros, so many ciphers after one. Without it, this body is just ciphers without a figure.
But what value you consume against that? $1.87 and consumption is 2. So incur debt, indebtedness.
Indebted.
From which banks? That is called Fourier, value of beautiful life. You see, as I was going to tell you that I was with Dada Bhagwan right from tender years, and I have seen him from all the phases. In 1963, in my 33rd year, when he picked him in here, from adverse circumstances, atmosphere, I saw, and then he made me realize that who I am. Suddenly, in the month of February of 1963, it happened. And I was about 5th or 6th, that is out. There were 5 in 1962. Dada Bhagwan state that opened out in this frail body of A. Ampater, what we see this photo, that happened in 1958 of June, month of June, somewhere, fag end of the month. But you can listen, all of you. What Dada Bhagwan form, divine, total, absolute form that got evolved and emancipated in this frail body of A.M. Patel opened out. That happened in sometime June 2nd, 1958. From 1958 June to 1968 April somewhere. Dada Bhagwan, though such a state had opened out, nobody, I was there with him. In business, yes sir. I was serving for 2 years and then joined family business along with my father and he together. And so is that way also. But nobody knew. Nobody. This is the beauty of such wonderful, great divinity that gets opened out naturally in adverse times, and particularly in present times, that is opened out, which is a rare occurrence. One can never believe in the whole of the world that such a state can be there. Supreme Godhood state in a human form, no. Even Jesus, Son of God, Muhammad, a messenger, Paigambara. But as a state, God himself. Even God cannot be his boss. No. That is the stage that opened out. In the body of A.M. Patel. And that is how the importance of that body acquires. And with that, through the medium of that body, so many thousands and thousands of lucky, fortunate, this relative living souls got liberated. It never happens. Never. Normally, through the medium of such a Gnani, that is a totally self-realized, total self-realized soul, total, all through, all phases. It happens that he gets liberated out, and through the medium of his relative life, at the most one or two. But it is said in scriptures that even one is difficult. And by themselves, they get lived out. That's it. Such difficult path is this path of liberation. And in these times, this path that is being continual till today, that is through this body, is happening. Right. Body is an agency, mere agency, natural agency. When all the ownership of that agency, by owning attitude-wise, gets annulled, removed, mind, the state of mind, filtered down at the speech level, and then last at the body level, through senses and all. And yet, the body in the relative life and living is amongst with you in all the relations, the way that body also in all the relations. You see, this is the beauty of this time. So, path of liberation is never a forlorn path of either renouncement or of doership. Alone, I say, singular, no. It is a combined, simultaneous, one side, your wrong belief renouncements that can get renounced out through the grace only, not otherwise. Grace is a function of non-doership, total non-doership of such a state. And that state can open out in us. And that is, we are all, we are in the process. Beginning is there, and your process on path. According to one's own mind, speech and body assembly, we are at different stages. And we go on. And yet, we are all together. Therefore, we feel all the same. Oh, Jai Satchidananda. We are not connected relatively anyway, and yet we are of one family. Like that. Do you understand? Huh? Yeah. In our Bharata, India, we call it Vasu Kutumbam Sukha. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That this whole world is one family. Even in religion also, relatively they say something. But conceptual wise, they say, how is it possible? How is it possible? And this true. It's true. Such a big world. But everybody knows today globe has become minuscule, small. That is what, how. Youth Forum. What is this? I cannot read it. It is gone now. JSS Youth, USA, Jai Satchidanand Sangh. Yesterday we saw all that. All family, one member family. You see, gathering from all different places. Muktaben, don't you know this? That's for you. So, what I learned from Dada Bhagwan, this beautiful lesson of life, this very most precious youthful years for you kids, I want to tell in short that my observation of Dada Bhagwan started after I got realized in the 33rd year. Till then, he was my elderly person. We were together. I respected the way all of us from the house respected elders. But upon realization that, he is no ordinary respected relation, elderly relation, but he is a supreme Godhood state here, personified. So wonderful. Very next day, I was at his feet, and so then it was going on, and my learned teacher was not liking that in the beginning. She felt that, no, he'll move away from me. What to do now? Problem. But child cannot be removed from the mother. So Mahatmas, we all realized are like that. Sir, in the year 1982, he said, 82, he was running classes of students up to graduation and college too in Ahmedabad, that is in Gujarat state. And thousands and tons of thousands of students passed under him. And they are in so many good positions. Sometimes you won't know also. And they say, oh sir, I was your student. Like that. It's very famous, his classes. So, the lesson that I learned today, I am going to disclose that to you. And Dada Bhagwan, being so close to him, and then my life was such that I could not be without him. Even though he was staying at Baroda, our family was in Bombay, but he was coming and going for business purpose, that's it. But he was all the time with me. And when he was going to Baroda, no, not a moment I could be without him. You see? I was yearning and yearning. Oh, the distance I cannot bear. The very child will not bear the distance from the mother. Right or not? A cow will not bear the distance from the mother. That somebody puts it. No. You see? Situation was like that. That is why she won't like. I know that. So, this secret of Dada Bhagwan life and how, as A.M. Patel, he lived out his life. See, right from birth. And that was his lessons that he learned from life after life, so many lives. And he learned the mystery of time machine. Total mystery, which is never ever that opens out in this world. And that is how in this world everybody is puzzled. And that is how the beautiful sentence that came out of him, that the world is the puzzle itself. The world is the puzzle itself. Such a beautiful sentence. This sentence itself is good enough to be put for Nobel Prize to do research on it. The world is the puzzle itself. How come to say itself and not say by itself? No. You follow that? Great. That is the world. When you put by, then it becomes the world. All losing aspect is there. And the moment you go and grasp the meaning, deeper meanings of the itself, what is itself, oh, your joy, happiness springs out from within. What is sentence? It reveals so many mysteries of life. Anand, do you understand? The world is the puzzle itself. What is world after all? Then he said, there is another revelation he made, that upside down I believe of soul is the world. So what is world after all? What is the basis of this existence of this whole world? What puzzlesome and not knowing. God has not, he says further, God has not puzzled this world. God has not created this world. And at the same time he says, and world is never without a creator. How come? Sasa? There lies beauty. So, this research from so many lives when it came, and in this very life, naturally he was after this. And he never wanted. He said, he found that everybody after renouncement, exercising, doing that and that, to come out of negativities and dualities, you struggle. By struggling, how can you come out? No, there must be a way out, a natural way out. So natural way of life and living, that is how life after life, he was after that. He was after real, true happiness, but not out of struggle and struggling lives. No, natural lives in living. That was how. But his attitude was to live life, even human life that he lived, there were also higher forms also. And he saw absolute gods before him, he was before them. And yet he saw, and he saw others struggling to achieve such a state. But he said, no, this is not the way. Sir, if at all I have to achieve this happiness, it has to be a normal, natural achievement. So that these people struggling and wrangling for happiness in between dualities can be released from these dualities and liberated out of my experience. That was his projection. Not any other projection that I should live for this or that or this. No duality, but this singularity. This is how lives after upon lives after upon lives, and in this life, this A.M. Patel body got born as a natural birth. By belief, he had a certain religion-wise was there, because parents and all these parents came. But in his own development, that came was different. He was not after a guide that should guide him. He being himself in darkness, and he would guide him. What's no. My guide should be enlightened one, and he should lead me to light, into light. did thy kindly light. Right? That's the guide. Guide itself, by guide himself, not struggling guide, no. Easy. That is how they wanted, they become. So they move about everywhere like that. So, but what is the secret? That naturally, even in relations and relative life, he got married, he had 2 children, 1 son, then immediately after 2 years or something, daughter, both passed away. And then, here, he was neither pleased nor regretted. And whatever few friends were there, they found him to be of high order than them ordinarily. So they were liking his company. So they were sitting with him. And they thought, what sort of fellow you are? So children, a son coming, going when you are distributing sweet. What is a guest? Guest came and came. What is wrong with it? In the worldly eyes, it's son. Okay. But after all, guest. After all, who are we? Aren't we guest? In the scheme of Mother Nature, that is how human life and human being, natural living has to occur. As a guest sort of living. We are in relations, we are in house with relations and everything, but as guests coming and going. Birds on a tree, they gather together, right sir? The morning happens and they disperse. What is their life? Relation, how much? You understand? But for human life, okay. But what sort of, why conflicts and this and that and this? It does not click me. What sort of clicking this business is there? Doctors. Oh, but that is also part and parcel of nature. He did not say that it was. You understand? No. Right? So that is how he lived. And in 1963, I was with him in business. I used to carry out everything. He used to guide me. My father then was with us for 5 years, but he passed away. So elders from my father, I was there, and he was in the place of my father, and it went on everything. My brother was there. We were doing construction jobs. We were doing waterfront structures. So almost 40 years plus we worked. So I was observing him, and I was looking after everything in his relative then, after 63 onwards. So our household were 5 brothers, right? And his household, all the 6 families that had to take care that all are well looked after. So where he was staying in Baroda, every month regularly I has to take care of it, etc. He was not bothering anything. And he was knowing that Kanubai is taking care, that's it. Even his brother's wife, a widow, at a tender age, but she was a very pious lady. Her care also I was taking, she was in village. But neither he was cruel to any relation, nor attached, but he was lovable by all. That I have observed. That I have observed. Yes, sir. Another thing, regarding his personal requirement wise living, home requirement I was taking care. He, to my father also he had said, look here, Our business is there, joint business, true. But business is business after all. There may be profits, there may be losses, whatever. So, whatever coming and going in the business is there, let it be on business account only. But for me, for my house, maintenance and all, please send me this amount regularly every month. That's it. So it was definite. Nothing in my or in my house also, it should go inside anyway or in our living. That should be of a negative nature of earning. That's all. And that lesson that he gave us was that in all commerce, it must be positivity based. And life, business, living, even personal living is nothing but commerce. Verily, life being a commerce, therefore business, profession, whatever you call, everything becomes commerce. Because to sustain, activities are maintained, or no, to get sustained out. But all sustenance happens how? That was his search. And there I knew that he told me this secret, that any human being that gets born with the total stock of his whole life, mind-wise, speech-wise, and whole body-wise, from whatever sustenance, materials, directly, indirectly, that may be required for sustenance, requiring for that body will be there, are already with him. He has brought with him. They were in such metaphysical, in such a nature, that the time of birth, the body is small, but everything lifelong is there. But for the gross body to grow from throughout life and whole life to get phased out, external sustenance, that is requirement, that natural part, there's food, etc., whatever called. What are the basic requirements? Liquid intake, solid intake, basic two. Then this should function. Basically, this is the most important function. Right or no? Then this should be protected somewhat by grass or this or that or what. In Stone Age, what they do. What other will do? They do vegetation, branch. That's what to do. And then you get, okay. But very body is your covering. But body needs a covering. That is all. But what is? After all, some covering is required. Basically covering. But it requires a good looking covering. Huh?
Good looking.
It should be good looking to whom? You don't look to yourself. In mirror you go and see. The others should see. I see not gold. This must be dyed properly. Nobody likes that. Why? But this is the mystery of our life and living, that he found out that everybody, human body that gets born with his or her full stock of life. regarding the sustenance of the body every way, even for shortfalls of the body also, whatever sustenance is required, that is also within the radius of 2 miles or so, then nothing more, not more. But that was in times when natural sort of living was there. When the unnaturality part was kept in the life, distance enlarged today. And today that unnaturality has got so much large that globe is a small place for a human being to live. You understand? Globe is a small place. They had found concords, but they stopped it. But they are disturbing others. That's what to do. Such a nice gathering. I like this youthful gathering. It gets improved, time gets improved in this. Little extension. So, mind-wise, speech-wise, and body sustenance-wise, everything you have got. Therefore, whatever the body requirement is there, that naturally supplements, that is always there. But what factor is in between coming in naturality that makes our natural living unnatural? That is what is that. Greed. That is it. Naturality is losing. So youthful years. So mind, speech, body in youthful years, in living out our body from within and without, for all our requirements from God within, without wise. Normally we are trying to living out with everybody as from without. But we are not taking care about how to live within. That is what is happening, sir. And that is what this science of absolutism, science of reality, science of absolutism, that is the science of the relative and the real, that Dada Bhagwan has revealed in the present day for common good of all human beings, helps us. Very understanding of it. That science, understanding of that science, makes us understanding of our inner living within wise living, how to live within and not get lost out without, as less and less possible. Of course it is going to happen, whatever is spread out now, that is there. But how best we can come down into the within, that is more important. In these useful years are very helpful. So in spite of having combats outside in the relative world, in the relativity, in all relativity, that you have combat with your relative number one, mind, speech, body assembly, by yourself, as by your inner living, inner way of life. By you, verily, by your body and with your body. Live with your body as your best companion. You understand? And in these resourceful, youthful years, this sort of cultivating life is the best year. They are very good years. Up to 40 years, they are very good. Then now what outside without life says? Life begins at 40. What sort of 40. Up to 40 we lost everything outside. Now we learn. Youthful years. Don't have combats outside. Let you have combats with your own self. That is the mystery and lesson that masters give to people who wants to live natural life, that's everybody. Everybody. Masters. Whose all inner foes and enemies are won over. They have never gone out to fight against those enemies. But they had their love opened out towards all relative existence in such a way that they had never ever had any sort of indifference or abhorrence of any sort. They had never thought of any attacking attitude at all. They were never thought of any pain-inflicting attitude of any sort. Never. These are the basic attitudes of a human being for exterior and outside living. Always it happens. You understand? This is how attacking and pain-inflicting. These be all over the world, everywhere, even any religion, in social also. But in this science, with this divine vision, we are relieved of those basic two negativities, which are responsible for us to make us wander life after life. That is how we are relieved. So now we have to take care of, to see within ourselves that now we live with our mind, speech, body in such a way that we do not abhor or be indifferent to that body. And at the same time, not being indifferent to our own body, not being indifferent to anybody. There is not that we love our body, but body will itself become lovable to us, mind-wise, speech-wise, and everywhere. And therefore, your love will emanate from within you. You see, it will be a singular, unilateral. They don't have any duality. That is called pure love. You understand? Sublime, they call it. A human being can only emanate from the human being. Paramatma, Supreme Godhood state, can be experienced, felt in human relations. How? In relations wise, how? Only through love. Love by all over the world is considered and described in so many various ways. You know, all of you. But love that is unattached, absolutely in every way I say. And yet you are amongst everybody. Amongst everybody. By interactions, every way, mind-wise also you are going to be there inside, but who is going to come inside you and know you? No. So nobody can know anybody's mind. But by speech you are going to, so they will be there. Oh, sorry, please, this is right. But inside speech, who is going on, what will happen to that? You have to deal with that. And that is the speech. And your body actions, definitely. Still, we are being taken, everybody is being taken care of by law or this or that, society and all these things. That is there. But if a realized one is there and vision is there, in every mind speech activity in such youthful years, the way you are very living a life in this year well cultivated will be educative for everybody around you. Therefore, your youth years and your organization will succeed wherever you will go, I say. Let it succeed internationally. My blessings to you all. Particularly, you being in USA, it must start from here. Okay? It must start from here. Right? Hope for well-being of everybody. Chalo, but we obey me. Right. You have got bored? No.
Dada Bhagwan Asim Jai Jaikar Ho Dada Bhagwan Asim Jai Jaikar Ho Dada Bhagwan Asim Jai Jaikar Ho
બધાનો જ્ઞાન વિધિને સમાયકનું એક્સપ્લેનેશન હજી નથી કર્યું. બધાએ જ્ઞાન વિધિને સમાયકનું એક્સપ્લેનેશન તમે નથી કર્યું.
આવશે એટલે બેસો કરીશું. અહીંયા બેસો ત્યારે કરીશું.
તમે બધા. Okay, so whichever session you're in, that's the one you're gonna have to explain it.
Bhagwan Singh Jai Jai Kar Ho